short break. Right, Brandes Trails. It's our final one. Now I've seen again this one when I zoomed in. A Brandes Trail. Oh well. Again, I've seen this one when I leapt in to grab a few things. Right, what tees would you like to be judged from? Black for judging. Blue tees are similar length and feature alternate angles and longer distances. Love that. No conditions are a must, but medium northeast if you're asking what I play tested the most. Let's go medium northeast then. Conditions definitely weren't a must. So I cut the stream because then I can just export to YouTube, and it just uploads really quickly. Any key design features you want to highlight? Tight routing and sightlines. Ninth is the most obvious design feature, but I attempted to create angles where driver is not always the best choice. Love that. Easy/medium, so standard CC. Inspirations are Chambers Bay and Gamble Sands. Chambers Bay, obviously I know, Gamble Sands less so. Which 3 required elements? Par 3 over 230 yards, least part 5 par 3s. He's named loads. I'm not sure which ones he wants in particular. Entire course to be contained in a 1 million yard area. Drive pool par 4 template hole of your choice. I see. Well, let's look at all the par 3s because his. Okay, so his template hole is a short, and he's also saying the long par 3, so that counts as the 5 par 3s anyway. So we go 5 par 3s, whole course in the small plot, and then the drivable par 4. That works. I'll edit that for judges. This is a Kermit course. So we're going to go northeast and medium, wasn't it? Yeah, which is exactly what we just played. That works nicely. So these two courses are going head to head, which will be fun on the final day. And again, it's really nice that both alternates did get in and kept on designing. And we always said that we'd give them a full playthrough. We would have organised a separate little tournament for the alternates. It's great that they got in because we don't that's why we have alternates. Straight away, really cool vibe from here. Love the openness. Very open. Some rocks and a solitary car. I mean, maybe a touch open here. I like the commitment to the fence. Always good. Car park's cool. A little hot spring or waterfall. That's nicely done. I like that. Clubhouses. Yeah, the combination of those two clubhouses and ticket buildings. I like that you've raised this off the floor. I've not seen that done before. That's very cool. Oh, I like that a lot. Texture colours are great. Love these. Yeah. We've got waste bunkers. We've got all sorts of wild, kind of all over. I mean, I really like this. This is the sort of thing we wanted to see when we set this required element of the 1000 by 1000 plot or equivalent. Just people doing things that maybe they wouldn't have done otherwise, and considering routing as something to be thought of before you just start building holes left, right and centre. And we're starting off with probably a drivable par 4 in different winds. And this is the first, which was one he wanted judged. Love the concept of bouncing around and onto a green. That's always a fun way of doing it. Waste bunkers, we can make these a bit neater. Sculpting wise, more than anything, I think you've just missed a few bits. If you were to run the circle brush over the middle, so keep the little bits you've chopped up, but that will see these bits of sand just pop down. It's basically when the game thinks that there's not sand there, but it's also rendering it visually as if there is. So that's why it hasn't kind of done that auto sculpting thing the sand does. What are these? Those are really nice. Oh, I like that. I've not seen that before, and that's a nice way of having seen those whole signs done on two different courses. I know which one I like better. Okay, so angles wise, if we gave this a miss in a bunker, pitching kind of down the green, an entire wind turbine. Kind of feel like the easiest miss is just in the bunker. Have we got a tee there? Okay. Maybe a little bit dangerous having a tee there and tight fairway. I think I'm just going to hit driver in the bunker. Or like here and not worry if I miss. Given the wind's now turned, maybe we can get on. Not with a slow. Bunker's fine. I haven't commented, but I really like the choice of the junipers and the green bushes. Just works. That and your texture choices have been good. No, exactly, Matty. Okay, so we've got a ton of space here. Is out of bounds? No. Okay. So it's shoot the gap or bail out a bit safe. There are definitely some tees where people are in danger. I think you close this one off pretty nicely. I reckon with a tailwind I'd be going over here. I might do anyway. No, we'll play this one properly. With a tailwind I definitely would be going down that way. This one we do get the fast. Classic. Oh, long par 4. Okay, people would definitely be cutting the corner on that. Oh well, it went about 100 yards. That's not too bad. I love the green site again, and just I like that this course also feels like it belongs. Where the greens are, I love the little things like the fence and the little lamppost back here. I'm not. Oh, so that's for a walking path. Just really like it. I'm enjoying the way you've hemmed off the property. It feels like that this is a golf course that they've bought and they literally just own this land. Hey, JC. Yeah, exactly, Gravy. And I'm minding the sculpting a little bit less when you see how wild they are. Look completely different colour from this angle, doesn't it? Mound in the middle of the green that is, I guess, going to dictate whether we want to go this way or this way. For this pin, I guess we want to be this side. I don't think it was intentional, just in terms of how it's popping up. I agree that it wants to be ragged and it doesn't want them overly flat. There were bits on the first that I saw that were just missed spots. This is good. Again, you might have people having an issue with the bunker at the back. I think on a linksy course that makes sense. Did not get that at all. Still, it's not. We've got a big backstop behind us, so didn't really use it, but always fun. Yeah, I agree. I think the main thing that moving the bunker a bit further away would be to allow you to roll the ball on from here as well, because it's really still, even on a par 5, it's just hit the green and hold it, which is tough. Three good opening holes though, and I I love that I've got no idea where on the course and property I am. Just a lot of fun. Planting is understated but good. Don't really think like there's an alternative option here. It's just you have to hit driver, and you have to hit driver really well, because I get that I can bail out back here, but that's leaving 293 yards into a flag. I think where you've broken this up with, I'd probably offer a bit more fairway out here, but have a better angle from over the left hand side. This one just feels a little too pinched on a very long hole. Obviously this is the one where we hit the fairway. Nope, we don't hit the fairway because we bounce straight through. Green is good though. For a long par 4 green, this makes perfect sense. Yeah, I don't love the tee shot being that pinched. Just because it means your second is really hacking as close to the green as you possibly can. I think with a long par 4 you've got to always allow people like the chance of hitting the fairway with driver pretty easily. Yeah, so these bits, Matty, these bunkers, there's those little bits which have popped up because sand isn't quite overlapping. Alright, following a long approach with a long approach. Good. Yeah, these ones are better because they are pulled away from the green a bit more, which allow us to land the ball and funnel it in. That's cleverly done. Good skyline green. I think visually this little bit could use a bit more. I'd probably be dropping this down because I like the way you brought the planting in here, which is really guiding my eye, but then it kind of stops at this point. Let's go check another bunker. Or not. Oof, it's not an easy shot. Hi Terry. There's a pin. I would imagine this is the toughest pin position on this green. With that wind as well. Oh goodness, Ben. Ah, that's annoying. Okay, back-to-back threes, which I think work. Okay, you've got a short with the little thumbprint, which is nicely done. It's a very faithful interpretation. Actually, let's go. Hi, Joe. Yes, indeed. That, I think, should be good. This one's a good hole. I like the back-to-back par 3s. I think they've worked well. I think they're completely different in character and in terms of green sites and just about everything. It's worked nicely. There is a print on the green. You can... Oh, 2-3 putts in a row. Love to see it. Alrighty, where are we going next? Yeah, I think this little area in front of the green could have used something. Even just a bit of planting like you've done on the other side would lift it. It looks a little incomplete. So I presume that's, yeah, that's nicely done to separate off the tee. Pretty much anywhere for this pin, I think. With wind this becomes a partial drive, which I like. Yeah, dropping this bit of the bunker definitely would. There's some sculpting stuff here. I think this one doesn't quite know whether it wants to be a pure waste bunker or a proper bunker. It's a little caught in between. But I do really appreciate the slopes you've given us to work in. Yeah, there's been a couple where people will get killed on this course, I think. What speed are these greens at? I'm okay, 175. I'm still on the last round. Again, overall immersiveness really good. I think individual holes haven't grabbed me as much yet. Where are we playing to? I'm going over there. I think that's part of the thing with this sort of a course is you've got to be really careful with your waypoints and sightlines. This to me looks like I'm playing to this green. And I mean I don't hate that, but it feels a bit awkward. Further down we go, the more we're going to get that bit of a backstop. Feel like it's worth hitting driver. Just over. And then we avoid that slope. But yeah, this one's nicely done. Really cool green site. I think it could have been a bit clearer where it was initially. And another putt for us to miss. I've not got a read on these greens at all. I don't think the course is difficult, I'm just playing awfully on this one. Okay, we've got another Riviera 6. I don't love this one. I don't think it needs it. I don't think it really fits the course. I mean, the bunker itself could use a bit more mounding at the back. Thank you. Yeah, we've got a great community, and this contest has brought out some properly good courses. I think some of your bunker shapes also just feel a bit they feel a bit at odds. We've got this wild, rugged bunker right next to a relatively benign, dare I say, pretty boring shape. Like, the wild bunkers you've done are great. Let's use that shape and spin that same sort of brush and have those be a bit more rugged around the front of the green. Concept-wise though, I don't think you needed this hole. I think this is one where I just trust what you are. Just trust all the other stuff you're doing and stick to that same feel on the course. Oh, I finally got a pace right on a putt. Exactly. All of those. Yeah, it does feel a little empty up here. I think if you could have... I'm not saying do this everywhere, but some of it, a couple of little patches would have been good, rather than the planting just stopping just above the bunkers. It does just break your immersion a little bit. Not here. Here it looks great. But when you see that little flyover and you leap and your eye is drawn to the emptiness, would make a bit more sense. Good to see a punch bowl of sorts. So is this a long par 5, I think? Yeah, very much a long par 5. So as with the previous course, I think the trick is making the second shot interesting. I think you've done that well. Because of how the land works here, the further up I'm going, the more dangerous, I think. And if I do go there, I'm getting that sort of an angle, so could use this backstop a little more. Or we can drop all the way back, which I think I will do. And hit a very slow. Excellent. Not what I was going for at all. 10 miles? I do like that that's a friendly flag as long as you don't go long. I think generally really it's a nicely done long par 5. Don't have much to critique on that one. I thought the tee shot was good. I thought the second shot was really nicely done. And the green made sense. Following that with a short par 4. I don't love the bunker placement in that, assuming I'm hitting, it renders all of this fairway pointless. So it's kind of like, oh, well, why have it? If you'd taken the fairway all the way back to here and I can land like a fast 3-wood there maybe and roll up just short, then I think those bunkers make sense. I like them in front of the green and what they're doing. I just think for giving me a bit more fairway would make this a really interesting option. Good green. Like, simple and yet effective, and the further right I go, more I can use it as a backstop. But I think the best play is going to be to try to hit right at these bunkers, have a little flop up. Well, we're right. Bunker's not going to be too bad. I think there should be able to, yeah, use the slope a little. And we finally have a birdie. I enjoyed that one. Just that little bit of where you'd cut your fairway. Really wide hole here. I like the small green. I think you could have gone a bit more wild, even more with the slope. But I understand why you haven't, given how small the green is. These two bunker shapes work a bit better for me. They tie in a bit more because they're just not as rounded and smooth. If I hit driver, I'm leaving a pitch, which I don't think I mind. Or we're going in the heavy rough again. That might be even better, in that I can now actually hit a full lob wedge. Oh, okay. Double green. That explains the minimal sloping on it. I think it works. It does work. Yeah, I'm not sure I love the mirror image of exactly the green just tilted round. I'm going to need to play that on a few more pins. Ah, the old very slow. Okay, another par 3. Is this the long one? This is the long one. And you've given us a way to use the ground. It's kind of... well, it is a redan, isn't it? Got ahead of fast. Needed to hit a better fast. Oh well. That you are describing the 18th at Overbrook. Like of course he's already done that. That's a good hole. Really like 13. There've been very few that haven't worked for me here. I'm enjoying it. Again, Ben has miles of fairway, doesn't hit any of it. I would have liked, given that one of the par 5s was unreachable, I don't think this one was reachable either, into the wind. At least. But I get that we're not really setting conditions. I love the bunker layering here. That front bunker just there is perfect. This one works really nicely. Bunker here is great. This is your best green site so far, and your best green complex. Oh, we get a perfect. Wes will love it. Love this look going back down the plot with the grasses, and the trees you've used around the outside are a really nice colour that offsets it. Oh, thought we had it. Again, another good hole. I would have liked it to be a little bit more reachable, but I can deal without it. Ah, we got a knoll. So further left we are, the better, I think. That one was all me. Not a good swing. I did see someone on the forums suggesting that there should be a Biarritz with a waste bunker in the middle of the greens, which absolutely boggled my mind. Anyway, sorry, back to this. Just like completely defeating the point. Guess that would be the same. Oh, it was not a good putt. I feel like we're forcing a template a little here. I said this on the Knobs Creek one last night. Lion's Mouth for a par 3 isn't generally going to work as well because you can't generate angles to either side. I think this green also feels a bit too uniform compared to your other shapes. I do appreciate you've given us a backstop to get at this pin though. I don't feel this one fits quite as well. Right. Jay must be very happy. Let's go check out the bunker. They really are. Just need to convert Andre. So that's the last of our five par 3s. I think my comment on the par 3s generally, I like them. Is that the tee up marker or... Why is it here? I don't get why the 17th tee marker is down here when we're playing 17 from back here. I'm missing something, I just don't understand that one. This hole design's great. Once you'd hit over here, that would, particularly for a pin on that top shelf, would be a nightmare. But for this one, there's the option of kind of running it down the slope. Again, the central bunker, I love them, provided you give me enough options around them. So if I go over it, I'm dead. There's no way I'm stopping in this bit of fairway here. It's just not going to happen. So that takes out pretty much here through to the end of the fairway unless we're running round it, which with the sculpting is doable, but it's not going to be easy. I don't know whether... I think if you'd move this bunker back a little bit more to about here, it would play really well. That said, we'll give it a go. And as described, it's not the worst miss. Because that slope is a lot of fun. Yeah. Mentions a hazard, hits in a hazard, makes birdie. We know how it goes. And then what do we got for 18? Long par 4, really long par 4. But given it's long par 4, I like that we've got a very generous fairway. which we won't hit, but that's fine. Elevated green works. I mean, I've got the angle at least. Just everything else I haven't got. The fairway coming into the bunker, we haven't seen this on any of the other holes. That feels a little out of nowhere. I get why you've done it, I'm just not sure it fits with the rest of the course. Yes, definitely. I'm in a rush. Ah, nearly. And we're going to finish at +4, which honestly, swinging as badly as I have been, I'm okay with. Okay. Things I liked about that. For me, courses on this game often fall into one of two categories. Like there's the ones that nail in an environment and you feel immersed the whole time, and you struggle maybe to remember individual holes. And then there's the ones where individual holes you really remember, but maybe the environment isn't. Like there's individual stunners that you remember. This falls into the former for me. I really remember the environment. I loved the environment. There's not that many holes I'm going to be able to go back and name because they kind of feel, and I don't mean this in a bad way, they do kind of run together. It's the same general feel, and that's because I'm so ingrained in the environment. Where I think you would have gained is maybe some of the hazard placement off the tee. Occasionally we pinch fairway a bit too much. Greens I thought were really good, pretty much overall. I think with your 5 par 3s, they're good, but just be comfortable with almost making a standard par 3 that is just good. I think your first 2, 5 and 6 were the best 2. After that we had the Riviera one, we had the Lion's Mouth one, and I can't remember 13. Yeah, flattish holes are tough to remember. I think that's definitely the case on Yara, for example. It's just hard. Elevation change adds interest. I'll always remember the 18th here for that big uphill approach, for example. Just sticks with you a bit more. Holes that I thought were done really well. I really liked the 10th. I liked the. I thought the 11th was well done. There are a couple of others, but I'd struggle to write them all down. What else? Other things you did, entire course to be contained in that tight area. Thought that worked really nicely. It made complete sense. I think the big winner here was the overall plot rather than necessarily the individual holes, but that's not really a negative per se. It's more just that's the type of course that you're building. So yeah. Anyway, but really well done. Delighted that you published a course and have been involved. We've got Brandis and Misha Coco going head to head on this, which should be a lot of fun. Those are two really good courses. I'll be interested to see how those two go. Okay, and that is me for this. These playthroughs. They've been a lot of fun to do. What I'm going to do now, I've got a little bit of time, I think, I hope. So I'm going to cut the stream and I'm going to come back in a minute with some design and show you a clubhouse. See you in a second.